Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to the Week 3 preview. Redux here, live from the Red Lion patio outside at gloomy 944 Mass Street. Looks like the weather's kind of holding off for us here tonight, Cougar, so we're going to get as much of this in outdoors as we can and just go from there.
Does Red Lion have a fax line?
No fax line.
Jesus.
They just have a phone number. I can guarantee you they're going to call and ask if they serve food. No, they do not, but you are more than welcome to bring your own.
Bring your own, yep.
So not to forget why we are all here this year, we are going to be benefiting our two chosen charities, Lawrence Pride, which is coming up here very quickly, June 7th. I believe it's June 7th. I'd hate to get the date wrong. It's Saturday. And also the Willow Domestic Violence Center. We don't want anyone to forget that this upcoming Saturday at Hobbs Park at 2 p.m., we'll be doing our Kickball is for All clinic, which we do each year. That'll be starting right around 2 at Hobbs Park.
How many years has the Kifa Clinic been going on for?
Oh, man, quite a few.
Yeah.
I'd have to look up through the annals of history.
I should,
and get an exact date for that.
Yeah.
But a big thank you to all of the sponsors for Kifa that include, but are not limited to, Scott Temperature, Empire Bar and Billiards, Nourish Training, Lerner Real Estate, Up to 11, Grandstand, The Bridge Body and Wellness, Lisa Frank Kickball, and not to forget that Hobbs Park is Thrivent Financial Field, sponsored by Brandon Shreve this year. So a big thank you to all of our Kifa sponsors, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone out this Saturday right around 2. And it is what's the word I'm looking for? A potluck. So if you want some food down, snacks and sides are highly encouraged, and we look forward to seeing you all on Saturday.
And I've heard that the weather's supposed to be gorgeous this Saturday, so I've been told. Hopefully a lot better than last weekend for the holiday. All this rain,
and you know, one way or another, everyone got the holiday off. So congratulations to everyone. Jumping right in, this past weekend, throughout the sun and rain, was the always wonderful Busker Fest. We had a plethora of teams represented, running not one but 2 booths this year for the Free State Brewing Company. And I am very proud to announce that I have spoken with Seth, and it looks like the total donation that came in this year was $2,300.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Great job to everybody for getting out there, slinging brews, and being absolute dudes.
Yeah,
you know,
$2,300.
Good time had by all weekend, sun up to sundown, and another profitable and fun Busker Fest is.
Did the weather hold up for the entire Busker Fest, or for most of it?
I think for most of it. I'm not sure on all of it.
Okay.
I was not in town this weekend.
Okay.
We were down in Oklahoma City watching the Thunder get absolutely loving hug, cuddle defeat of the week.
Yeah.
So not to be short-sold, they stepped right in and took place for a KVKL team this week. Quick turnaround. They did win last night, so it'll be interesting to see if they can close that series out when they get back to Oklahoma City.
Yep.
off week, I guess we could say. Any off week rumblings? Anything that you heard about this week, Cougar, that was interesting or jumped out and grabbed you by the short and curlies?
Not really. Unless you heard something.
I actually did hear something.
Did you? Okay.
I heard something emanating from your field of refereeing.
Oh, yes.
There was a slight altercation, so it seems, between your refereeing crew and the red line crew.
Correct.
I think that all teams have received their punishments. For better or for worse.
Yep.
I don't want to drone on too much about it, but I guess it's just beneficial to not be Sean Meredith in this league.
Oh, dear.
I just know that had I been reffing that game and partaking in some of the things that were said or hurled, I guarantee you I wouldn't be playing this week and probably wouldn't be hosting the podcast at the very least.
Well, I highly doubt what was allegedly said that you would actually say that, even in the heat of the moment, Sean. I know
I guarantee you I wouldn't say.
No, you wouldn't say some of these
spilled out of.
And I know you can't have a quick trip, but to say those things that was allegedly said, I mean, knowing you all these years, you wouldn't have said that. Gosh, no.
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 Absolutely no place for it on the field.
None.
Absolutely no place for it on a refereing crew. I can have my personal dislike of whatever was dished out or however it was handled.
Yeah.
I only have one vote.
Yep.
So, there is a conglomerate of us, and sometimes, you get it right. Sometimes you feel like no matter what you do, you're going to get it wrong. And regardless of what happened, I think this was dead wrong, but that's just my opinion, and it clearly does not matter much.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there to make sure that we're understanding as a league that not only putting knowledgeable referees on the field is an occurrence that happens on a weekly basis because it's the absolute minimal that we all deserve from other teams.
Yes.
But also the decorum of which we hold ourselves. I've been on the opposite end of it. I've been on the receiving end as well, so I know how unfun it can be to give or get that type of treatment. But all in all, at the end of the day, it doesn't belong anywhere on the field. So let's try and police that up, and let's do better in week 3.
Amen.
So moving into, we're going to jump right to our June 1st, this upcoming Sunday at Invictus Fitness Field, YSC 1. 5 p.m. The late fees at Free State.
I mean, I don't think it'll be I mean, Free State should win handily. I don't think there's going to be, a shutout or a run rule. Maybe close.
Yeah, we will be picking this week one shutout, one run rule, and picking the highest scoring team for our pick'ems this week, since we had a little unscheduled bye week this last week to get everyone ready for week 3. I'd have to agree with you, Cougar. I don't think that it's going to be anywhere near a shutout or a highest scoring team situation, but I don't really see this game being that close.
No, because they played each other week 4 last year, and the final score was Free State 20, late fees 9.
Yeah.
So, which sounds 11 rounds sounds like a pretty accurate prediction of what the margin of victory for Free State is going to be. Around 10 plus. Yeah. So.
Indeed.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So moving on to YSC 2 at 5 p.m. The Redlegs at JB's Califusion. I can't say that this is a look past them week, but I can say that I have been reached out to by members of Redlegs, and let's just say they're looking past this week. They are definitely game planning and preparing for that matchup in now week 4 versus WOG.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hope they don't take them too lightly. I mean, they haven't won a game this season. Granted, those first 2 games were super tough with who was it? Invictus was first week.
Yeah, Invictus, and was it Global?
I think it was Global. Yeah. So
a tough start to the season.
Yeah.
No benefits given with the scheduling.
No.
But no benefits are given with that type of ranking either preseason.
So Invictus and Johnny's, pardon me.
Invictus and Johnny's, that's
yes,
right.
Yes. So, correct. Yes.
So getting 2 tough games out of the way early.
Yep.
What I like to dub mismatch week should be a good a breather for Red Legs to find their legs and get back into the type of teamwork that I think we all come to expect from them, and we know that we're going to see probably the rest of the year.
Right.
YSC 3 at 5 p.m. Oh, I was going
to say, where did you go?
Yeah, I went down and
you went down
side
and
by side. So let's back it up. Let's go to
Okay.
Invictus Fitness Field, YSC 1 at 7 p.m.
Yep.
The Midnight Tokers at the LFK Rays.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that Midnight Tokers, they're not going to have Jackson Wagner again. I mean, the good thing about for him being injured is that this past week was a week for him to recover from his hamstring injury. So, and
on the flip side, maybe a game that you can ease him back into action. Not saying to take the Rays lightly.
Sure.
They have been on the receiving end of some lopsided scores so far this season, and I don't expect much difference. I think if they're somewhat at full strength, maybe do have Jackson in there, or if he's back, I could see a run rule in this game.
You could.
Not going to call it on.
I'm not going to call it. No.
Yeah, I got to save that for a slam dunker.
Like I said, I'm not Jackson Wagner, obviously, but if I were him, I would just like I said, those hamstring injuries, they take a while to heal. It takes as much time you need to heal completely because it's a long season. So, and like I said, not to take LFK Rays lightly. Yeah, you're right. But I would just take that week to just rest and recover and just heal up. So, that's just me. That is just me.
Yeah, and then also, as I said, not to be taken lightly, but also looking at it from a coaching standpoint, maybe another week to get some good rest in and come in next week off 3 weeks rest and see where that leg is and go from there.
Sure. Exactly.
So jumping back down to get us on track here, YSC 2 at 7 p.m., the Ringers at the KBC Tropics.
Yeah. We did scrimmage. The Tropics did scrimmage with Ringers about a little over a month ago. So,
yeah, the Ringers are on that come up. This will be a real good a real good gauge to see, how the Ringers are putting everything together so far. And give them a pretty good glimpse at what's going to be coming up the next few weeks with some good matchups.
Yeah, because they only were losing at the top of the seventh, 16-11 to Red Line before the game was suspended to weather. So, and I know wind was blowing out hard at YSC 4. But, that's a good confidence booster for the Ringers, going to this game against the Tropics. So, all I'm going to say is just hope for a good game. That's it.
Indeed. And I think it'll be a good game. Now, 9 innings worth will be yet to be seen.
Yep.
But expecting big things out of the Ringers this year, so I think it should definitely go all 9.
Yep.
And we'll see where that score lands.
Yep.
Onward to YSC 3 at 5 p.m. Invictus Fitness at the First Responders.
Shut out. I'm calling it.
Cougar is calling his shutout.
Shutout and run rule. Sorry, First Responders.
Are you're taking both on one game?
Yes.
2 for 1 especially.
2 for 1, yes.
I mean, seems like a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, just no offense to First Responders, just...
Yeah, it's tough that first year in the league.
Yeah, first year in the league,
then you're going to be coming off of a bye, so you know what.
Yeah.
And in their game, I believe they were winning against the Ghosts. I think it was 6-5 or 6-4. So I know they were working on.
Oh yeah, it was the fourth inning or something like that. Yeah,
getting that finalized for a completion at a date to be determined.
Sure. Yeah. So, but sorry, First Responder. It's just.
Yeah, trial by fire indeed.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So.
YSC 3 at 7 p.m. We own the Ghosts at Corksuckers. Any deep thoughts on this, Cougar?
Not particularly. Trying to see if you guys have faced them in the past. Corksuckers. When was the last time you guys you faced Corksuckers, Dershawn?
I want to say we were posh, and it had to have been a grass week. I'm pretty sure that was the last time we played Corksuckers. I do know that we had like 3 injuries in that game, me being one of them, which is why I am staunchly against grass games.
Amen.
Altogether.
Thank you.
I just listen to what my knees tell me, and they definitely speak loudest when there's grass involved.
Yep.
Which is kind of concerning, knowing that my lungs have some pretty high opinions on grass.
Mine too. By the way, do we have grass week this week? This season?
God, no grass week. This year.
Thank goodness.
Yes,
the
way it played out with the YSC Reno, it did not work out this year.
I hope the KVKL never has grass week for the rest of the season. If for some, this is just me talking. It's just me. If for some reason, like YSC is taken because of some youth softball tournament, just take the week off. Screw it. If you could try to find get those Holcomb left, right, red, gold, blue, and then broken arrow, and then Lions, then take all those dirt fields. If you can't guarantee those along with Hobbs, the hell with it. Just take that week off. Screw it. I don't ever want to go back to grass week at all. Period.
So on this matchup, I did have a comment from Bryson. Quote, he is glad that the board gave us one last bye week before our 7-week gauntlet of tough games.
Oh, dear.
Godspeed manifest.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah, I mean, that's thank you to the board. Thank you to the scheduling, how that works out. I do know we have a very tough schedule upcoming, so looking forward to hopefully booking another win and getting us, I guess, technically now above 500.
Yeah, just look at the rest of your schedule. No, Bryce is right. You look at the rest of the schedule. If you care for what it is, Red Legs, Free State, Post House, Harpies, Tropics, and then, the makeup from week 3, D-Holes.
Yeah, quite a gamut to run.
Yep.
And, I mean, credit to Alex Salmon. He did call that in our chat. He said, who do you pick to win? And he picked Mother Nature and for us to play at the end of the year as the gods should see it fit.
Oh,
yes. Okay. So good job, Alex,
good job, Alex.
on Dave Relihaning that out of the podcast into reality.
That's funny. Yeah.
Moving on, we're going to be at YSC 4 at 5 p.m. Sacred Sword at the Bald Beavers.
So I'm calling 2 things.
Uh-oh.
1, run rule. 2, Sacred Sword will be the highest scoring team that week.
So are we just supposed to call 1 run rule for points, or do you get points for as many as you call?
Screw it. Get as many points as possible.
Okay.
Screw it. We shouldn't just, be pigeonholed just 1. I'm like, screw it. I say, credit goes to Ben Hutnick of a Red Lion here in lovely Laura's here in 944 Mass Street. No fax line. But I say, you want to call multiple shutouts? Do it. You want to call multiple run rules? Do it. Because he suggested the 3-way pickups, like you said. Pick a shutout, pick a run rule, highest scoring team. I say, fuck it. Pick as many as you want. Just do it.
Well, then I'm going to retroactively throw my run rule on Invictus as well.
Go ahead.
And the Red Legs.
Go ahead. So Invictus over First Responders
by run rule.
And Red Legs over JB's Cali Fusion.
By run
which, by the way, if you don't know who that's the old SOD squad.
That is correct.
I feel like to keep repeating that all season long because people forget. Ugh, whatever. So, no, I'm calling Sacred Sword to get the highest scoring team in the league, especially... I know the game's suspended due to the weather, especially a tough game against Lawrence Sure Factory where they were losing like 16, I think 19-11 or something like that.
Yeah.
So no, I think Sacred Sword, they'll go buck wild, against Bald Beavers.
Yeah.
So I'm calling that as the highest scoring team of redacted week 3. Yeah.
Interesting. I like that pick. It tracks.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to throw that run rule up on Sword as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to YSC 4 at 7 p.m. The Recess Rejects at JDE Shift. Drink Shift.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm calling neither.
Yeah.
No shutout, no run rule. No, I'm not calling either. Yeah.
I think John Denver is a team that not necessarily plays to its opponent's level, but knows when they don't really need to turn it on.
No.
And I think this is one of those weeks where they know that they are not going to have to put a lot together to string out a win, at least on paper. So we'll see how that all goes.
Oh, hi, Nicholas. You want to go talk on the podcast? Sure. Well, there's the microphone in front of you. Here's Nicholas from Post House. Hi, Nicholas.
We didn't play, so I'm not really sure what we're supposed to talk about.
We're just talking about games. That's all.
Oh.
You could talk about how Cougar provided a bad ref last week.
Oh, I heard about
some
that
people's
one.
opinions, too bad refs.
I heard about that one. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one.
So,
are we talking about the games that didn't happen?
No, we're going to go next
preview. So right now we're previewing YSC 4 at 7.
Here, hold
Recess
on.
Rejects
I got
Denver.
For this upcoming
Hang on,
week?
Nicholas.
Yes.
Hang on, Nicholas. Here. Hang on, Nicholas.
Okay.
I got one copy for you. Here you go.
Cool, I'm on the panel this week.
You're on the panel. Yeah.
Sweet.
YSC 4 at 7 o'clock. Recess Rejects JD Shift.
I don't even know where that's at. Oh, found it.
Found it? Any thoughts on that, Nick?
I mean, if JDE plays a solid game like they started out against us, I think they got a pretty good shot. Pretty good.
Yeah.
They should play pretty well. They got a solid team, and they got a lot of good parts that they show up ready to play. They can beat a good handful of teams that are going to be good matchups for them.
Now, are you calling a shutout and or run rule against a JD Shift on Recess Rejects? Yes or no?
No.
Or highest scoring team?
No.
No. Okay. By the way, that's our pick'em games. By the way,
that was a pick. Oh, that was a pick.
You don't have. You can pick multiple shutouts. You can also pick multiple run rules if you want. If you want to go look at the list, you can. And then the third pick'em is like who will be the highest scoring team in week 3.
Who is the highest scoring team?
Who will be the highest scoring team in week 3? Yes. So if you want to go through, you don't have to talk on air. You can just go through here if you want. We can talk on air. It's up to you. So it's up to you. So
I'm gonna go YSC 7 at 5 p.m. Global over Jazz House.
Highest
scoring game.
Highest scoring game. Okay.
Global scores the most points.
Global score the most points. Okay. Anything else you want to circle? Go ahead. As far as multiple shutouts or multiple run rules, you can if you want.
Oh,
if you want, you can take a look. You can take a look. Take your time. We can while you decide.
Is Harpies an R-Bar game of the week?
Yes, it is.
It is game of the week.
So you can just mark if you want. For even the previous games, if you want.
I'm just looking to see what everybody plays, to be honest with you. This is the first time I've seen the entire...
Yeah, this is not a great week for games here, Nick. It's not. No, it's not. So,
I mean, I think... I don't know. I'm trying to find a couple good games.
You're going to have to look next week.
Good luck, Nick. This was not a good week to find, quote, good games. I could be wrong. I have been wrong. So...
I'm sure there's going to be multiple good games this week. I don't think all the games are going to be lopsided to who the standings say should win. I think someone's going to come out here, surprise us, give a good game. I mean, hell, there might be a couple good games out here this week. Just never knows. It kind of depends on how the team shows up, if they're ready to play, and what's going on with everybody.
Yeah. So,
well. That's my 2 cents. I don't really think I'd be talking on the podcast, but...
Okay.
Yeah, I got Global as the highest scoring team against Jazz House this week.
Okay.
Me too.
Take it, Nick.
So moving on to YSC 5 at 5 p.m., the Honey Badgers at the Soda Jerks.
Now, I made the mistake, 2 years ago, that I called a shutout.
Yeah.
No, it's 3 years ago. I called a shutout of Honey Badgers over Soda Jerks, which did not happen. That being said, I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm not going to call a shutout. I'm also not going to call a run rule as well. Or the Honey Badgers will, have the highest scoring team. Nope.
I think you just incensed Ken Dog the Booty Hog.
Oh, Jesus.
I
refuse to use that silly nickname that his former coworker brought on him.
That is a fantastic nickname.
Kenneth Caberline. That's his name.
K-Dog, Ken Dog, the boozy hog.
I refuse to use that.
I mean, tell me something about that statement that is untrue.
I don't know any.
You can't. It's 100% true.
Oh, whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know. First of all, I don't even know if dog is this Chinese zodiac. Okay, number one. That's my Chinese zodiac. I'm a dog.
You're a dog.
82. I'm a dog. Yes.
That explains a lot, Cougar.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I know nothing about the zodiac. I know I'm a Scorpio. I'm a little scorpion.
Yeah. I'm a fish. I'm a Pisces.
I guess that means I'm a prick. I don't know. That's what everyone tells me.
What year were you born?
1985.
You are a ox.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Chinese zodiac.
You're the ox. Yeah.
You're the ox.
Yeah. I'm an ox. I don't know what that means. I'm sure that it's the best of the zodiac.
No, dragon's the best.
Allegedly.
No, it is the best. The Chinese zodiac, everyone wants to be the dragon. The dragon is the best of all 12.
I don't know. It says
I'm not saying because my mother is a dragon.
So the ox is the second of the 12-year periodic sequence of animals which appear, and also appears on related calendar systems. My energy is yin, and my element is earth.
What about the rest of the characteristics of an ox?
So
what does it say?
Patience and honesty are the two characteristics that many people appreciate the ox for, but the ox is very stubborn. I don't need to. They're known for being hardworking and reliable.
Yeah.
Strong and steady workers who don't mind putting in effort to get things done.
Are you patient?
Oh, definitely. That's me. I think I'm the mirror image of patience. No, not at all.
I think everything else is pretty accurate about ox. There you go.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I mean, very stubborn is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about having baller ass. I'm calling these Grim Force ones that I'm stomping around in my Grimace kicks down here.
Oh, jeez.
I will say that it's only the second pair of what are these things? Crocs that I've ever owned.
Are those Crocs?
These are Crocs. They're Grimace themed. So on the left they have Grimace's full face. On the right it has Grimace with a fucking Glock because Grimace stays strapped.
And it's got the milkshake, the old school milkshake,
and Grimace is a Swiftie, just like all of us.
All of us?
Yeah, you're a Swiftie. You just didn't know it yet, Coog.
I like her music. I don't know if I'm a Swiftie.
That makes you a Swiftie. You like her music.
Fine, I guess I'm a Swiftie. Fine, okay. I guess I'm a Swiftie. Okay.
One thing that all Swifties have in common is they're absolute fucking clowns for thinking that Rep TV was going to get announced last night. So I forgot my red nose to wear tonight, but you can count me. Rep TV.
What the hell is that?
That's Reputations, Taylor's version. The re-release in... we're all waiting for. That's the next album in line would be Reputations. So we're all anxiously waiting with bated breath for Rep TV's announcement, and it just still hasn't come. I've seen more photographs lately of Travis Kelce's patchy back hair than I've seen accurate portrayals of potential dates for the release of Rep TV.
Good to know. Good to know about Travis Kelce has patchy back.
Yeah, it's
hair.
weird. I'll have to send you a photo later, but it's. I know about genetics, but patchy back hair is weird. It's awkward. Like I don't think anyone's got a problem with running their hair through your back hair, but when you have to venture around to find where it
isn't there a device to shave that stuff off?
Yeah, I mean you could always go see Kenny's fiance, and I'm sure that they could take care of some waxing needs at Lash Volume and Hair Studio. Right here in Lawrence, Kansas. You should visit them, especially if you have a very hairy back like Travis Kelce. They can get that taken care of for you in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail or 3 pulls of a wax paper.
Waxing sounds awful. Just downright awful.
I don't know. I've seen videos of people getting waxed. I wouldn't do it.
I haven't. I don't want to see it.
I think
no, thank you. No.
The look on people's face, I would pay to get lasered off me before I'd have someone wax me. Cougar, you just seem like the waxing type.
What?
Or like the type that gets caught up in a waxing ordeal, at one of those shady masseuses.
Are you implying that about my aunties and my female cousins?
No, I'm implying that you may be more like Robert Kraft than we all know.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
He calls it an entrepreneur. I call it living free will. Let consenting adults do whatever they want, even at a massage parlor. Doesn't involve me, so it's none of my business. Anyways.
Oh, dear.
Back to YSC 5 at 5 p.m. I have no call-outs on any of this game. I do think it's going to be a good game, but now especially I think Ken Dog the Booty Hog has some bulletin board material, and he's going to be out to prove Cougar wrong. So I'm looking forward to that.
Prove us wrong, Kenneth. All right, prove us wrong.
Let us know, K-Dog.
Kenneth, whatever.
YSC 5 at 7 p.m. Post House at the Go.
Shutout and run rule. I'm calling it. I wrote it down.
I got a run rule on this one. I did not do shutout.
I'm doing both.
Going for both on that one?
I am. This is the second one I'm going both for a shutout and a run rule.
So nothing negative to say about either team. I think this is, that get right week for Post House, coming off of the Memorial Day break.
Yep.
I think more than anything, I was shocked at the current score of the uncompleted Ghost game from 2 weeks ago now. They were trailing first responders in that abridged game.
Oh, that's right. Before the fourth inning. Yeah, before the weather came in. How they got only 4 innings into that game? I don't get it.
That game before it must have went long.
It's like, I guess. I don't know.
But no, just going to go with the run rule here in favor of Post House. So I think it's going to be a good week for the Ghosts to work on some fundamentals and get some real world experience, maybe at some new positions, maybe at a different lineup, kicking wise. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what the Ghosts put out on the field. YSC 5 at 7 p.m. on Sunday. Moving on to YSC 6 at 5 p.m. The Rockets at the D-Holes.
Run rule. Calling it.
I did have a run rule on this game as well.
Trying to see if they played. No, they didn't play each other last year.
No. I don't think that they have been close enough in standings to play the last few years.
I know. Well,
so no real.
No.
Guiding path to go down here on what could potentially happen other than what we've seen so far this year. I expect the Rockets to go out and kick the ball around, to drink some Malort, and have a lot of fun.
Why?
You notice I said drink Malort and have fun at separate times because you can't do those exclusively mutually. They are not mutually exclusive.
Oh, God.
I think I was describing to someone best. It was the first time I've had Malort in my life. I reffed their game 2 weeks ago now, and they had a pregame shot I was offered. It felt awful to turn down, and it was a life experience. However, I will not be suckling dumpster juice ever again, more than likely.
I'm proud to say I have never tried Malort, and I tend to keep that way.
Oh, God, Cougar. If you die never drinking Malort, then you died living a good life.
No, thank you.
Because I don't know why. Maybe it's just a begrudging acceptance of, this is Chicago's finest. Haha. No, Chicago's finest is Chief Keef.
I thought it was old-style beer.
Old-style beer?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's Cubs fans.
Yeah, Cubs fans are a different breed as well.
Yeah, by the way, I've had old-style beer.
It's not good. It's nothing to write home about.
It's not good. No.
But then again, they're not as bad as their crosstown rivals who like to take headers through piss troughs at the game.
But they have the campfire s'mores milkshakes. I want to try one of those.
They do have that, and they'll serve you that milkshake even if you're covered in piss from the piss trough.
Oh, jeez!
Because you've inevitably fallen in it as one of the 12 attendees of a White Sox game this year.
By the way, I've told other people in the past, if I was living in Chicago, had a choice to be a Cubs fan or White Sox fan, I would actually willingly choose to be a White Sox fan. And they look at me like, that's so typical, you Cougar or Jason.
All I know is the most important person to ever have to make a choice between the Cubs and the White Sox decided to move to the fucking Vatican and never watch baseball again. That's how bad that city is.
Oh, Jesus.
They couldn't even provide enough weed to keep Cody Bellinger there.
Oh, jeez. Oh, stop it.
I've got lots of thoughts on Chicago.
Oh,
what year again did they not play in the dark until? Like
1989.
Yeah, 89.
89 or 88 or something like that.
I mean, we were already walking on moons, exploding shuttles, and giving birth to people like me before they played in the dark in Chicago.
Another Challenger shuttle, crack again.
Hey, I'm just glad that Big Bird wasn't on it.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, no, Big Bird was originally slated to be as part of the crew on the doomed Challenger flight.
Why would you put
because there was a teacher. There was a teacher.
That's different. You don't put a puppet on a space shuttle. Why would you do that?
Well, I would assume that whoever helms Big Bird was probably in better shape than most teachers. Unless you're like a physical education teacher, like you got to walk around in like a 300-pound suit every day of your life. You got to be pretty ripped to be Big Bird.
You can't be dressed like Big Bird and have a spacesuit, on the damn space shuttle.
That's true, but I'm sure they could have made some acquiescels on the shuttle suits, and/or sized Big Bird down.
What?
Or just sent the costume. I don't know. Whatever it was, thank goodness they didn't, because we'd be having very different conversations about Sesame Street.
Oscar's the GOAT. Oscar, ouch.
Oscar is the GOAT.
He's my favorite. Yeah.
Random. First place I ever learned about death. Sesame Street. When Mr. Hooper died.
When Mr. Hooper died,
yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. You want to talk about a sobering experience as a young child, like young? I remember going to my daycare and we would watch that, and then it was like replays of The Electric Company with Bill Cosby on HBO, and then Mr. Wizard followed it.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget going in just thinking, all right, it's another day. And then suddenly I learned that people die and don't ever come back. From
Shit.
Big Bird and Maria.
Damn.
Sobering.
That is so. I'm trying to remember the first time I heard about death. I got to really think about that. Wow. All right.
Was it when you saw a Final Destination film?
No. I don't do those films. No. Gosh,
man.
No, I don't do that shit. No.
We went and saw the new one. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you told me. I heard about
it's
that.
Bonkers. Go see it.
No, thank you.
If you've never seen any of them, it'll make just as much sense as the rest.
I don't want to.
Fair enough.
This is me we're talking about.
Moving on to YSC 6 at 7 p.m. Empire kicks back at Rick's Rollers.
For some reason, I don't know why, I'm calling neither a shutout or a run rule.
I've got a run rule on this one.
Do you? Okay. I don't know why. I don't.
I think that Rick's and Malloy, the way that Malloy runs his franchise, I know the Empire is also another team on the come up with a lot to prove this season.
Yeah.
Not only based on their output last year, but their scheduling this year. And I think this is going to be a real healthy dose of reality, what it's like to make the next jump for Empire. And I think Malloy is going to be there with open arms to send them back to reality.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think it'll be a fun game for the teams involved, mostly. But I do have it as a run rule and advantage of Rick's
I'm just seeing last year's results. The only time they had was a run rule was week 2 when Rick Rollers rolled the then Scoonies, now Gators, 20-2. Yeah. That was the only one as far as being a run rule of some sort.
Yeah.
So that was it. So for some reason I'm going neither.
Neither.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm going neither. Yeah. So.
Well, and this will be a good motivation game. I'm going to be looking forward to Brant's video recap of this when he gets it up, because I want to see the leaps that Empire's continuing to take throughout the year.
Well, I hope the Empire's is as positive as Arvell is, especially with the Man United. Yeah. I don't, Arvell, I love you, but I don't get it, man. Why you're so sunshiny about a manure, aka Man United? Like,
there's not much to be happy about.
Yeah,
unless you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I know they beat Aston Villa, but Aston Villa shit the bed. I saw. Did you see the highlights? They did.
I saw. They got absolutely robbed.
Terrible.
AV got absolutely robbed of an atrocious VAR review.
Oh, I know.
That should have been a goal.
They still played like shit.
They did.
They played like shit, but that was a bad ruling. That VAR, but the whistle blew, so you couldn't go to the VAR because the whistle blew. Inexperienced referee for between Man United and Aston Villa, and Villa put a complaint. I'm like. You put a play, but the season's over.
Well,
what can you do?
I mean, they could check that referee's Bet US account. That's what he could do, because that was just an egregious display of officiating at that time.
That was bad. But to be fair, is a team like Aston Villa made Man United look like that? It's like, God, you played like shit.
Well, I mean, that is the story of the season.
Man United. I know. It's like.
What? I mean, when you're 16th, what do you expect?
15th.
Oh, yeah, they jumped up whopping spot.
Yeah, they did. So
what did they qualify by finishing in 15th for?
The satisfaction of staying in the Premier League.
All right.
Woohoo!
Which is, good for them, good for Everton, those small clubs. It's good seeing them fight.
Everton had a better season than Man United.
It's good seeing those small clubs like Everton and Man U fight to stay in out of relegation zone. So, By the
way, are you shedding a tear that Goodison Park is no longer the home field of Everton?
That is an incorrect statement, because Goodison Park is now the home field of the women's Everton FC.
I know, that's true.
Because they have longly deserved a home stadium more than their male counterparts have for quite a few years. Oh, boy,
here we go. I know.
But no, the new Goodison, I don't know what they're calling it.
Hill something. It's named after some munition company. I forgot. Hill Dickinson or something like that.
Oh, it's named after a gun company?
Let me check. Oh, I can check. Hang on.
Well, I'll tell you what they're not firing off, and that's a bunch of wins. So, I did see photos of the new stadium. It looks, very top-notch. It looks world-class if it were an MLS stadium. So I would expect nothing less from spending half price from Everton.
Yeah, it's Hill Dickinson Stadium.
Yeah. Neither on a hill, but will be full of dicks, that's for sure.
That's not very nice. That's not nice.
So moving on to YSC 7 at 5 p.m., Jazz House at Global Cafe. Yeah, I got two notes on this one.
What's that?
Run rule and highest score. Global with the highest score.
I thought about highest score for Global. I thought about it. I just went with run rule.
Yeah.
I was close to going highest score with Global Cafe. It was close. I don't know why I didn't, but I probably regret it. Going with the kids, that is a sacred sword.
Yeah.
Especially when I said that, when Seth Sanchez dubiously reminded me that I said that Sacred Sword win by 20 over Free State in the game of the week. I know. So I'm playing more another pick of faith for Sacred Sword. So, but I think it should just be a run rule for Global Cafe over Jazz House.
Fair enough.
So. Did they play each other?
I don't think they
did not. No.
I don't think that they've played each other.
No.
I know they've got a lot of new players.
A lot of new guys.
Yeah, a lot of new gentlemen.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see if Rick does some moving around and gets some exposure at new positions to see what they could work with the rest of the year.
Yep.
Because that's what I'd be doing.
Yep.
YSC 7 at 7 p.m. Our sponsors here tonight. Where are we located at, Cougar?
944 Massachusetts Street.
Right here on the patio is going to be not the game's not on the patio. That'd be a whole hell of a lot more fun if it were, and interesting. What? But it's going to be Red Lion at the Toe Pokes.
How the hell does that work? A game on the patio here?
It'd have to be on.
It's too damn small.
Like a board game.
Oh, board game. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, board game.
You could roll dice.
Sure.
Get some Dungeon Masters down here.
Okay.
Whips, chains.
What?
Leather.
You said board games.
Yeah. You definitely aren't going to get bored playing this game.
Oh,
that's
God.
For sure.
Oh, God. And I just saw Stephen Nahara from Honey Badger walk in. So
he did, indeed. Well, more of a saunter with some swag.
Yeah.
It's kind of jogging.
By the way, it's Nahara. You remember what Kenneth's, his captain, said his last name? He said Najera. I'm like, Najera? Like, what?
Sounds like a UFC fighter. Nogueira.
No, yeah, he's in Najera. It's like
Stephen Najera.
It's Nahara. I was like, what?
Yeah, that sounds like he should be skateboarding and part of the CKY team. It's Najera.
Najera, yeah.
Steve Najera.
Yeah, it's Nahara. No.
Tune in and find out. Will Steven wear sweatpants?
I don't know.
So maybe. Tonight he should be, but I think he was in shorts.
Yeah, he was in shorts. But I don't think Red Lion would dare to play hat ball with toe pokes. In case you want to know what hat ball is, do you recall what it is, Sean? Basically, what hat ball is that you take these I guess with these piece of paper and hat, and you pick out of the hat what field position you'll play on. Yeah.
I'd play hat ball. That sounds fun.
That's ridiculous. That's so disrespectful.
I don't know. I caught this last week.
Huh?
I played catcher last.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. Got absolutely fucking cleated from hell.
Ah!
Yeah. I don't know how the physics on that one worked, but I guarantee I did not budge an inch.
It wasn't a 2-footer, was it?
No.
Okay,
it was
good.
top of their line, like literally the first or second kicker of the game. Blasted a ball. I mean, good kick, so no short selling there, but just the way the physics carried them on the kick, they came across into my box and landed solely on my left foot. So that was, whew, just when you think you've got all the pains of kickball down, a new one is invented.
And you wonder why now in soccer they call that type of tackle a red card.
Nah, I don't think it would have been red card worthy.
The way they tackled you would have been a red card?
Nah.
A yellow?
That was full body. Yellow at best.
Yellow at best?
Yellow at best. Okay. I mean, you got to have room to learn. And you can't learn from your mistakes if you're just getting straight sent to the showers. Would you learn?
Unless it's that egregious of a tackle.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It was just natural body motion, not natural body movement.
Yeah, I mean.
But no, it was fun and not fun for a little while.
Yeah, well. Ugh.
YSC 8 at 5 p.m. Lawrence Shirt Factory at the Screamers.
Shutout and run rule. And I believe last year this was a shutout and run rule, if I'm not mistaken. Correct. In week 6, 16-0 Shirt Factory over Den Yingling, now Screamers. So I'm calling again. So it's going to happen again. Shutout and run rule.
Well, in our current theme of not making the consort happy, I'm going to echo those sentiments. I have this one earmarked for a run rule shutout.
Oh, Mr. Shipley is continuing to be pissed at me, us too.
It's okay. I'm sure the Cougar RPI will come out later this year and all will be well. All will be forgiven. We're going to give them like a 720 strength of schedule.
Oh, my word.
Going to be ranked 5th in the league.
Oh, dear. I'm
excited.
Well, now these postponements from week 2, if they're not settled, soon-ish, it's going to really fuck with my RPI standings. I'm like, what the hell do I do? Damn it.
Assume that
I'm not going to assume.
Zeros.
No, I don't assume. RPI does not assume.
Correct.
No, God, no. Fuck that. No, I'm calling shutout and run rule.
Shutout and run rule, I've got the same.
Yep.
So good luck to both teams on YSC 8 this week. YSC 8 at 7 p.m. Johnny's at the Gators with a Y.
Shutout and run rule. Yep. I'm calling it. So that's how many of that? 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of games. That's a shutout and run rule on my book.
I'm going to go with a run rule shutout as well.
Yep.
Will give me 3 on the books this week.
Yep. Jesus.
Gators, I just hope you fill out your waivers before the game.
Yeah.
Or else this is a slam dunk run rule shutout. God. Get those in.
Please get your waivers.
Sign your waivers.
Sign your waivers. Get them in, peoples. Please. Thank you.
Moving on to Thrivent Financial Field at Hobbs Park, sponsored by Brandon Shreve at 7 p.m. The Roost at Love Garden.
I'm calling neither. Run rule, shutout. First of all, in order to get a shutout, you have to play some defense. And
I think we're waiting.
Have you Red Lion? I Love Garden's like.
Yeah, I have seen the Woos play some pretty good defense this year in their first game of the week. So I know that they're going to be bringing the vibes, the tunes, and the D to the game. So we'll see if Love Garden's made that adjustment from the first 2 weeks and is looking to lock it down in the field or not. I as well have neither marked. I think the best set of games on any field actually are occurring at Hobbs this week. So
I remember years ago, I think it was like 4, 5, 6 years ago, I did call a shutout of Love Garden against, I think it was the Scoonies. Yeah, it didn't work. So.
Didn't work out. Nope. Yeah, they took it personal and went up and scored 3 runs.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not calling no shutout for Love Garden. No.
Well, that brings us to the main event at 9:15 p.m. from Thrivent Financial Field at Hobbs Park, sponsored by Brandon Shreve. Our game of the week, the Harpies at our bar.
Yeah, I'm not calling either shutout or run rule. Let's see if they played last year. They did not. So, yeah, I'm just gonna call it 9.
So, I'm sticking with the Harpies in this game. Not gonna pick a shutout, run rule, anything like that. I think a little bit too much inconsistency.
Sure.
And not by chosen choice or by their own choice, but inconsistency with the lineup week to week with the Harpies. Still looking to get the full team all out on the field in their positions. So maybe this is the week, but that's yet to be seen. Our bar, however, I think this is just a little bit of punching outside of their weight division.
Sure.
The Harpies are going to be a lot to handle for a lot of teams and probably just too much to handle for our bar, at least at this point in the season, from what I've seen so far.
So
that rounds out our upcoming games this week, Cougar.
Yeah.
Do you have any discussion questions?
Honestly, no. Of any sort. Like I can't be creative on the fly. No.
Can't be creative on the fly?
No. I got no discussion questions on anything. Kickball or not. Unless you got something.
Not particularly.
No, not really.
I was just trying to think of, what we've got coming up. Getting right into the summer here, so we're going to be jumping into some warmer games, seeing everyone heat up.
Yep. Oh, we'll have a week off from the podcast next Tuesday because it'll be the Kifa podcast. Yeah.
Yes, so next Tuesday, don't forget to tune in to the best podcast of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
The Kifa Cast, which is, as always, broadcast from a location that is top secret and that you're not invited to.
Correct.
And, I'm really looking forward to hearing and keep an eye out on the socials for the announcement of what that panel will be following this week's slate of games.
Yep.
But always one of the most listened to and most interactive podcasts of the season. My favorite. I love having the week off just to be able to sit around and listen.
Amen.
And it's always good, too, hearing how bad we're doing as hosts. So it's a good mid-year check-in, but a little bit earlier than mid-year.
It is a little early. Yeah, May 31st is really early for a Kifa podcast. Or June 3rd or whatever like that. It's the only podcast I actually listen to, believe it or not. Because, in case y'all didn't know, it's like after the podcast, I never re-listen to my the podcast after it's done. First of all, I hate to hearing the sound of my voice. Absolutely hate it. I sound nasally. That's one. But two, once I say in the podcast, I'm like, why do I want to listen to myself again? What's the point? So, no, this is the only podcast I actually listen to at all, and I will do so live and have a great doing so. Probably blush at some of the things the ladies say. I'm like, oh dear, and all that. So, yeah. Because I'll say some...
Speaking of which, Cougar...
What?
Let's start the blushing early.
Wow.
Do you know what the female equivalent of teabagging is called?
I'm sure we're not talking about the actual tea,
No. So, in video games or real life, if you get downed or killed, someone comes up and squats over you and puts their sack in your face. That's called teabagging.
I know that part.
Okay, so do you know what the female equivalent of that is called?
Shockingly, I do not.
It is called a flappuccino.
A flappuccino?
That's right. And if you're lucky, you'll get some foam with it, because that means that they at least enjoyed doing it. So there's your knowledgeable new word of the week, Cougar. Slide that in your vocabulary somewhere this week. I'm sure it'll go over well talking to the hotel guests.
I don't work at hotels no more.
Well, anywhere. You just slide it into any conversation.
I work in an apartment complex that 55-plus or older peoples.
Well, then you ask those ladies if you can have some of their flappuccino.
No!
I'm sure it'll make their week, Coog.
Gosh, no.
Is there HR in a retirement home? I think it's just kind of anything goes at that point, right?
My bosses are my parents are the owners.
Well, you better give them a heads up on what a flappuccino is.
No, because I'm not going to use that.
Well, if you don't, then the conversation will be short and quick. They'll be like, we don't know what this is. Don't do it again. It'll be like an IFU. It's a slap on a wrist that means essentially nothing.
No. I'm not going to use flappuccino at any point towards those tenants, or probably ever.
And I have a great joke that I can tell you. It's definitely not politically correct, so I'll make you blush later. Just don't let me forget.
I won't let you forget. Incorrect joke, make me blush later. I will make sure that will not be said on air because it'd be very, exactly.
Oh, so. It's funny.
Oh, I believe it's funny.
It's funny. But I'm not looking to offend anyone.
Okay. Yeah, of
ever.
Course.
That's me. Inoffensive Sean.
Yeah, inoffensive Sean. Yeah, exactly. I thought we had this segment about sexual positions. We were done with that or anything like that.
Jesus.
That was years ago. That was years ago during the podcast at Jazz House that that Ben Hutnick loved to have every week just to make me learn stuff, blush, and be embarrassed about.
Well, luckily we're
like the Alaskan pipeline or some shit. I'm like, but I still don't know what it is. Don't want to know.
Cougar, you seem like a very missionary / cowgirls helper kind of guy.
That's classified.
That's classified?
Yes.
What? I'm just scrolling through. Looky here. I'll give you some visuals. You should try that one, Cougar. It's called the pretzel dip. And this is coming from Women's Health Magazine. So these are top-notch recommendations.
Can I just do just original pretzel dip? Just take my pretzel and dip it in French onion dip instead.
Cougar, how bougie are you? Did you just say you dip your pretzel in au jus sauce?
No. French onion dip. No.
Oh, French onion dip. Sorry, you're not that bougie.
No. I'm talking about that type of pretzel dip, not that type of pretzel dip you're talking about.
Nah, I'm taking this pretzel dip.
I'll take the edible type.
It looks just as juicy, Coog. The cross booty. Oh, you could get a spanking, too. That looks very pleasurable for all involved.
What the fuck?
There's no what the fuck. I'm just trying to think of another fun discussion question to fill the void.
Fill the void. Make me blush. Just blow my fuse and embarrassment. Go ahead. Keep going. Everyone does it anyway. That's fine.
Cougar, did you ever walk in on your parents having sex?
I might have.
He might have.
I might have.
Okay, now
I did not know for certain seen it. I might have.
A second. I was going to say this is a two-part question. Then how long did you stay? But he didn't.
The actual thing, no.
Did they just act like you were the fucking predator, and they just stopped and they're like, "If you don't move, you can't see us."
I opened the door, heard something, and just immediately just left. Didn't see it. I just immediately just left. Didn't see nothing. Just immediately left. Like, okay, I'm done. I'm out. Someone says she wants to ask a question.
We have a question. You can.
You can't go up here. We have someone from the peanut gallery who wants to ask a question.
We have a discussion question.
We have a discussion question. Yep. Come on down. If you want to state your name, you may.
My name's Ann. Can you hear me on this?
Oh, yeah. Okay. It'll pick up on that.
Okay. My name's Annie. I play for the Spring Ringers, but I want to know, Cougar, to make you blush, what do you look for in a partner? A woman, man, non-binary, whatever you want.
Yeah, what are your must-have qualities?
Like a pulse? Or
yes,
like,
that hasn't stopped him before. That's why he doesn't work at the coroner's office anymore.
You need to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Cougar's out there. He's a dating man. I will say he's a dating man.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
Cougar gets around.
I don't get around. No, I don't.
That. It's okay.
I don't get around.
Cougar lives his life very ludicrousian. He keeps them in different area codes so they can't intermingle.
That's not true.
Yes, you do. That's how you do it.
No, I do not.
That's a real player.
Cougar,
what?
Your current girlfriend or last girlfriend? What area code does she live in?
Topeka.
785.
785. Yeah, but
okay.
What was the one before that?
What was the one before that?
913.
It was 816.
816, and the one before that was 913. You have not dated women in the same area codes because you are ludicrous.
Not at the same time.
I could believe that you would.
I could. No, I have not. Honestly, I have not. No, I have not.
Cougar's not a playboy.
Scout's not. No, I have not.
He's a one gal kind of guy.
Talked? Well, like sure, but as I
has he been talking to people?
Cougar keeps his options open.
What's your sign? What's your astrological sign?
Pisces. I'm a fish. I have no idea what the fuck that means.
You are the most fun sign ever. Pisces are dope.
Are they? I don't know.
Scorpios are better.
I have no idea. All I know, I'm a fish.
We have an astrological knower over here.
I'm a fish. Everything. I have no idea what the fuck Pisces is. Whatever.
All I know is that Scorpios keep it real,
and they're good in bed.
Double check.
I have no idea about that.
Hey, the science said it, not me.
I'll sure. Why not?
It's written in the stars.
Okay. All right, so sure.
Your soulmate, they might be in kickball. You don't know. You got to put yourself out there.
I said this to many people before. It's going to take an absolute saint of a woman to tolerate this. Not like or love, tolerate.
Well, no, you should be loved. Give yourself some more credit.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think this year, as one of the premier prizes at the auction, we need to auction off
date with Cougar.
A date night with Cougar.
No, I am not a piece of meat. I am not a piece of meat.
No, you're a piece of meat for money. That's the difference.
Yes, for charity.
Yeah, for charity.
I am not a piece of meat.
Then you
for
hate
charity.
children with cancer.
I don't care. You, my friend, are a meat popsicle that walks upright and barely has sentience. You are a piece of meat. We are all pieces of meat, and we are just grilling and chilling, brother.
I'm not a piece of meat to be auctioned off. No.
I think you should be auctioned off.
For charity?
What? For charity.
No.
In a hypothetical, where would you take them? What would your date
consist
of?
What would your date?
What's your perfect first date?
Where would you go? First date.
First date?
You're knocking them off their side. The ultimate end game of this first date, Cougar, is not sex. It is everlasting love and perhaps marriage. Where are you going?
It's a nice restaurant. That's all.
Nice restaurant.
That's all. It's just something.
You're
just
get her flowers.
Are you rolling up?
Pick her
I don't do flowers. I don't pick her up. In the past, when I've met them, I haven't picked her up. No, because I don't want to know where they live and just be like a.
So you're not a creep.
Stalker,
that's good to know.
Creeper stalker. Yeah, honest good as truth. Okay. Honest good as truth. Yes.
The ladies that are listening, we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how are you going to end the night? You going to kiss? You're not going to kiss? You're going to be
No, I don't kiss on the first day. No.
You don't?
No, I do not. Honest good as truth. No, I do not.
How do they know you're interested then? You only get one chance of them.
I know, but I'm not gonna kiss. No, it's just
not gonna kiss.
No, I don't kiss on the first day. I really don't. The
rest of us sound like
honest good as truth. No, I do. It's just not my style to kiss on the first date.
That's respectable, though.
Sure, it's not hell. Not gonna.
Would you high five? Give a good parting high five.
Yeah, high five, a handshake or a hug. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
handshake or a hug.
Yeah, but not gonna kiss on the first date. Nope, not gonna do it.
So, you think this first date went well, Cougar? How long do you wait before you reach out for date 2?
Reach out for date 2?
30 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days.
What?
If you like them enough, you text them right after. Let them know you got home. And
I would say make sure you go home and go the day after. Maybe at the earliest.
Yeah. See, I've always heard of the 3-day rule, which is obscene.
3-day rule is obsolete nowadays.
The 3-day rule is obscene.
3 days?
And
really?
ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, then you just think they don't like you.
Like,
is it the 50s?
I think I waited 30 minutes before I text Corinne. I was like, I know I'm supposed to wait, but you're not a steak, and I'm not letting this marinade. We need to keep this going.
Yeah.
Like 3 days in this time and age, like I would have thought that you've probably ghosted, blocked them on Instagram. You're like, oh, I think I'll You can't reach this number. Like, I guess your first love date did not go the right way.
Yeah. So.
Okay. That was my only question, though.
That's your only question? Okay.
Unless, do you ghost people or do you get ghosted?
I get ghosted.
But do you ever ghost people?
Cougar's ghosted someone.
No, really?
I'm trying to remember if I've ever ghosted someone. Maybe there was one I ghosted. That wasn't very. I just ghosted. That's only one.
Valid reasons. Though.
Yeah. Which, and really, when she had ghosted me, yeah. So it was really virtual ghosting, I guess.
It's kind of dumb though. Just like tell them you're not interested in them.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. So, the only one I actually ghosted someone, but she would have ghosted me too. So she didn't respond to me. So we
deserve better. You deserve better.
Do I?
You're a great guy. We watched you for like 3 years on the Tropics. At least I have. Like you're dope. I
you deserve love. Everybody deserves love, especially Cougar, and we're gonna find him love this year.
And you're passionate in kickball. You're probably a passionate partner. At least I'd hope so. If not, just lie.
Just lie.
Let them think what they think.
Okay.
What color are your sheets, Cougar?
What?
I'm just getting it out. This is important.
Blue color sheets.
What color? Like a shade? What hue?
What hue?
Darker or Carolina?
It's darker.
Ooh, show stains.
Oh my goodness.
But the
more royal blue.
So follow-up is that how often do you wash your sheets, Cougar?
Huh?
How often do you wash your sheets?
I would say once every 2 weeks. It should be more once a week. It should be once a week. It should be once a week because it dust mites.
Yeah. What's the thread count on these bad boys?
What?
This is for the ladies to know, Coog.
I don't own Egyptian cotton sheets.
You don't know the thread count on your sheets?
No, I don't know the thread count on these sheets.
Oh, that's important, too.
Sounds like you need new sheets. And you know your thread count.
Cougar, I'll give you the same advice that I've given many a folk from all walks of life throughout my life. And at one point in time, you just need to invest in one of those 5-pack of the disposable Bic razors.
I hate using disposable razors.
Yeah, so do I. But here's what you're going to do.
What?
No, you don't want electric for this. You're going to shave your entire body, and then you're going to get silk sheets, and you're going to call into work the next day. And you're just going to sit and writhe. And it'll be the best thing that you've done for yourself in a long time. Or anyone who's listening out there.
As a woman, I
shave all the hair off your body.
Shave your legs and
just have no resistance. Get into a nice silk sheet set, and you just sit there and do the wiggle-o.
He's teaching you to learn more about yourself, Coog. Take the advice.
What?
I'm telling you.
Shave my entire body with...
It wouldn't take much.
Not bad. It's
you
good for
barely have hair that goes past your knee. You only might need 2 of those disposable razors, not 5.
I'll bleed like a wet sprocket.
Just don't cut yourself. Put on some coconut oil,
I'm
baby
a cloth.
oil.
I'll probably cut.
You only
invite a woman over
manicure with an electric razor.
Correct.
Electric only, not a razor.
I tried once. I was scared. I'm like, nope. I'm done. Nope. I never use. I barely use electric once, and I never use contact lenses. No, I've never.
Yeah, I can't do contact.
I can't do contact.
I can close my eye and sit here and
I can't do that.
Problem, but you put a contact in there, and
gosh,
I am
but
like a baby seal running from a clubber.
Yeah. But I never use the disposable razors. No razors. No. I tried once. I'm like, nope, not doing it again.
Yeah, I can't. I just don't shave my face anymore. I trim it, so I use electric.
Oh, okay.
Same for my head. But if it's a special occasion, like a first date with Cougar, I would bick my head.
He likes you a lot, Coog.
Yeah,
thank you.
You're lucky I'm taken, man. Or else I would.
You'd be all over that.
You'd be taken downtown.
Seals. Tell you what.
Oh dear.
Okay, I'm done with my question. I love that it led to this.
I am too. We learned a little bit more about Cougar tonight.
Oh dear.
Cougar, what's your favorite scent?
Favorite scent?
Yeah. I know you have a favorite scent. You know about wives and girlfriends for athletes. You know about scents.
Fresh baked bread.
I bake bread. I got you.
Fresh baked bread.
Correct.
Now, does it count if it's made in a bread machine, or is that cheating?
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. No,
it's like steroids.
I'd rather be in an oven and so forth, but bread machines, it's passable. It's fine.
I'll tell you what.
What's that?
one day when my ultimate kitchen dream is realized, I don't know if you know this about me. I have one dream about my kitchen, and that's having a full-on tabletop mixer that's like one of those KitchenAids that does everything.
Yeah.
Second I get a KitchenAid, I will be making you a loaf of bread, my friend. I don't know what's going to come out of my kitchen, but it's going to increase in productivity by 1,000%. And it won't just be microwaved. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think that's all the discussion questions. I think that's all the non-kickball related and cougar dating information we could squeeze in for tonight.
Yeah. Thank you.
Once again, thank you to the Red Lion Tavern right here at 944 Mass Street for being the gracious host for us on our silly little kickball podcast that we do here every Tuesday night. Cougar, if you don't have any further closing thoughts, let's get a good song going. We'll get our outro here, and I can drop this amazing joke on you so that I can see all shades of red you're going to turn.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to think of an outro song. It's not really much. Hold on. Okay.
Well, thank graduation. You. Yeah, it is. It is graduation week. So thank you for listening, and good luck to everyone who is making the walk or has made the walk down that hill from the local high schools, wherever you may be. You did it. You made your families proud. Some of you more than others. I'm talking to you, doctors. Good job. Way to aim for the stars and land on the moon.
You and my little sister, Dr. Wong?
Yes.
Yep.
The favorite in the family.
Oh, by far the favorite, of course. She disagrees.
I see the hierarchy in the photos.
No, exactly. But she disagrees. She thinks I'm the favorite. I'm like, why? No.
All right. Well, thank you once again, and I hope you all have a great evening or a safe drive to or from work, wherever you're listening.